Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Obstinate Podcast. I'm Ruben, and with me, as always, one of my best friends, Ruben Salazar. What's up, Ruben?
What's up, dude? I'm not your partner in crime this week.
Just shut your mouth. And today's special guest, we have Michael Morris. Morris, thank you for coming again, brother. Appreciate it.
No problem, man. I'm just sad it took this long to get back on here.
Dang.
Yeah, guys, we're actually
Rick's in charge of scheduling.
You shut your mouth. We're actually streaming from our BBH studio on a Friday night. It's a little bit out of the norm. Saturday, I have some stuff I need to take care of. Actually, I planned it Friday night. So, hey, Phoebe's. Big what's up to her. I actually originally planned it because Mikhail, my dear wife, has a show all day Saturday. So I said, you know what? Friday, I'll bring her out. She hang out with all of us. She's like, you guys are going to be late. I'm just going to get everything ready and go to bed early. I'm like, that's cool. Still want to do Friday night.
Might as well knock it out.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way for the week.
Yeah. So, before we start, Morris, how was your week?
It wasn't bad. Just living the life of a pawnbroker, man. You deal with assholes every day.
How's the traffic getting to work?
Oh.
There we go. Shots
Fucking
fired.
Melda, dude, with the reverberations
The
throughout
bridge.
time.
The bridge is what was hurting.
Yeah.
I literally drive from Baytown. Just the easiest way, fastest way for me was to go from Baytown all the way up 146 to Dayton and come back down to Crosby on 90.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And before, what was it?
It was a little bit longer, but it was more complex and convoluted. Like I remember getting stuck on this road called Srala, and right before 1942, I sat there for 30 minutes, not moving.
Okay, I meant to say, how was it getting to work before all the mess?
15 minutes.
Just going up Garth Road up to...
No, per 330, 2100.
Yeah,
right
real quick.
Just
Through the islands.
Just right through.
Okay.
15 minutes, yeah.
And then now you say you go up 146 all the way to 90.
And that was taking me about 40 minutes,
Yeah.
45 minutes or
That's
so.
Jesus
that's a
Christ.
ride, dude.
That's my
Yeah.
regular drive to work, 40 minutes.
Well, now that they've opened half the bridge, like it's a lot easier. I take way more direct route. I just go through the back 1942 to Bohemian Hall, and it's pretty
Bohemian Hall, Krennic or Roomberg or whatever it is.
Krennic
Yeah.
is the one I get to.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. But, I mean, it sucks that the fucking barges weren't tied down correctly.
I mean, that company's gonna go bankrupt.
And the thing is, when the bridge was damaged the first time back in February, it took 3 months just when it was damaged with one column.
Yeah.
You know, now it's it'll be a while.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a
6
minute.
months.
What was it? How many
the
pillars?
earliest.
How many pillars was it?
I don't remember. The whole bottom part was. Mikhail showed me some drone footage and just
One of my cop buddies showed me some actual footage.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
it looked bad, dude.
They had to actually reinforce the side that they opened before they could even open it, and that side wasn't even the side that got hit.
Jesus Christ.
You have to handle all that mass and weight and horrible.
You been playing anything this week, brother?
This week, Throne of Eldraine dropped on Arena yesterday. I played a little bit of that, and I tried to crunch out my whatever the last set was for 2020. I finished out all of those, so now I can start on this one. I played some Modern Warfare, the beta.
Nice. How you liking it so far?
Love it.
Give me your critique of it so far. What you got?
The quick and dirty, the rundown.
Give me a little rundown on it.
It looks way better than it did before. It sounds even better than that, and the game flow just feels so much better. Like it's Modern Warfare 2 on steroids for me.
And you're playing it on what console?
PS4.
Just base PS4?
No, I have a Pro.
Okay, a Pro. Okay.
Nice.
I have
We're
a
Pro
base.
buddies.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean-
Pixel Buddies and Pro Buddies.
We're Pixel buddies. No, you don't get one.
Oh, shit.
You're a
Give me that
basic.
back. Give me that back.
You're a basic. basic PlayStation having ass.
I actually got the Pro just to see if it was different with the
Way different.
with the Resident Evil 2.
Oh yeah.
It was.
Oh yeah. No, it's you can definitely tell the difference. Whenever you like the games that they have like the profiles where you can swap between performance or like frame rate or something like that. You can definitely tell. Like I prefer frame rate all day, every day because the graphics aren't really going to change much. You know, depending on your resolution, it's not going to really change like super crazy. It's just going to show it in 4K. Like who cares? Like you can't really tell. So I'd rather just run the frame rate option and then keep the smooth 30 or 60 or whatever the game's running at, and then like the whole way through. Like I've never ever gone for the resolution option, not once.
Yeah, in the game, Modern Warfare, it is sick, dude. Like, I love the fact that you can 100% customize your gun.
That's where I'm in. Yeah, me and Morris talked about it on the way over here. How in the Black Ops, you get to pick your player, so you could build a fence, or you can summon dogs, or set off a hotspot. I rather customize the guns. That's me.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like what we're all getting into it for,
Yeah.
And then it's way better than putting up a gun that nobody knows what it is. Oh, I'll play with this Typhoon.
So how much different is it? Like whenever you start adding the attachments, do you actually feel the difference like significantly, or is it just minor?
Well, most of the attachments that you're gonna get, like you're adding a reticle, you're adding a red dot, an optic, you're going to visually see that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it does say the negative, the drawback is a slower aim down sight time. I didn't notice a really big drop off, even for some of the higher fall.
It's got to be like fractions of a second.
It's got to be. And, you put a suppressor on there, it definitely feels like it takes more the farther away they are, but it just feels good the way the system works. Like, I definitely, when you put the grips on it, you can definitely notice one controls vertical sway, one controls, horizontal sway. Like, it's good. Like, I didn't see as much of a downside, whereas a lot of people were worried that all these negatives are going to make the guns unplayable.
So how does the equipment system actually work? Do you have a certain amount of slots, or you can only, like, if the gun can accept an underbarrel or a side rail or something like that? How does that actually work? Like, what's your limit to putting things on the guns?
Okay, so the guns have all these different slots, and they even have a perk slot for each gun. But you have 5 that you can have on. I think it's 5 that you can have on at one time. So you can change your barrel, you can change your underbarrel, you can change your ammunition. You can add a perk that makes do whatever, like faster reload, sleight of hand, and an optic. But at a certain point, you do have to start making choices. Oh, if I want to add the extra stock, I should probably take off the compensator. So it lets you get into depth, but it doesn't let you get into so much deep water that you can't figure out what you're doing.
You're gonna start hanging a freaking toaster, microwave.
Oh man, I got that little portable fan. Did they ever bring Afghan back?
Little pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
And then, but beyond that, your character, then you get to select your 3 perks, which feel really good. All the choices felt like there wasn't one that just, well, except for I think it's Ghost. It's pretty necessary. It just felt like it made it good to hide you from
UAVs.
Yeah.
Kind of cold-blooded.
But so the map is still gone. It doesn't exist.
No, they did re-add it in. I wasn't a fan of adding it back in, but I mean I understand the argument for it. They've been basically, I don't want to say pre-programmed, but
everybody's been pre-programmed.
Pretty spoiled to have the mini map,
Yeah.
and all the games from Black Ops 3 and up they just felt like they were arcade shooters. They give you your solid 3 lanes, you run through the 3 lanes, and it just funnels all the action as best you can. It's almost cartoony in effect. But I noticed early on in the beta, without the mini map, there weren't a lot of running gunners, so people were actually trying to move tactically, trying to hold points, and I feel like once that left, it led right back to okay, everybody rush, everybody runs around. So, I mean, they will have a mode that doesn't have it called realism, which I'll probably find myself in anyway.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were going to actually add the mode in there for that. But isn't there supposed to be like some kind of ridiculous amount of playlists or something like that they were talking about doing?
I think so. I know in realism, I think it's going to remove the minimap, and it's going to do one-shot kill to the head, which,
like SWAT from Halo or anything like that.
Like hardcore.
Yeah,
but
hardcore.
Hardcore was one-shot, almost one-shot to any part of you.
Yeah.
This, your body still takes however much a normal AR would do, but if they hit you in the head, you're dead.
Game over.
It's almost like it's, I don't know, realistic.
Oh, kind of. I mean,
What?
I've gotten shot in the head. I'm still alive. No, I'm just joking. How about you, Rick? How was your week?
My week, well, since everything got flooded last week, we didn't get any trailers show up. No trailers showed up Thursday and Friday.
Right.
So it all hit the fan Monday. So Monday and Tuesday, dude, swamped. I didn't clock out on Tuesday till 9:50.
Ooh.
It
I was already in
a
bed.
long day, dude. Long day. Wednesday was still a little bit heavy. Thursday was good, and today, traffic early in the morning because off Garth Road and I-10, the feeder, are having a bottleneck. So the second I pulled out of my building, I went to one of the part-time students like, hey Ryan, what's holding up the guys? I think, oh, they're still in traffic with the feeder. So just from exiting my building, going around into the feeder, I had to wait from there, and it's just 8:35 minutes before I got to my first stop. It started slow, but you know what? It's Friday. I'm gonna hang out with my friends. I'm gonna chill, relax. Positivity, yeah. I've also been playing Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Still some Blasphemous, of course, Dead Cells, and what else did I play? I think that's about it.
So,
Switch.
now that you're playing Link's, now that you had more time with Link's Awakening, because last week, whenever we had the podcast, you actually didn't physically play it yet, or did you play like an hour or so, or something like that?
I think I played for like an hour or two. Yeah.
So now that you've had a little bit more time with it, what would you say your assessment is on it thus far?
If you are a fan of Legend of Zelda, especially if you played that game before, I would say get this game. It is, the music's good, charming. It's really really fun, and it's a challenge, but nothing so over the top that's gonna make you pull your hair out. You know, you still gotta go through the dungeon, find enough keys to open the doors, get the special item, use it to unlock the puzzles, and then fight the unique mini boss, and then the main boss, and of course you get the special item at the end. And then you go once you get the item, like a it's not a spoiler, but you get the Rock's Feather. You get little just jumps. The game's been out since '93. So now, once you get that, you can actually start jumping out. Because the game is, the map is sectioned off. So,
Right.
so you get this section, this item, you can't progress. So then you start going
Very
through it. And go through it.
Castlevania-esque.
Yeah, almost a Castlevania. Well,
You need certain items to get through doors and shit like that.
oh my god, you put that under every genre.
Sure.
But what was kind of unique about it is, like in A Link to the Past, like they had this gate system, but they didn't advertise the gate system. They didn't say, "Oh, here's your hammer. Now you can go through that one section that you have to get through." Is it similar to that?
Correct. I mean, you'll say you'll be like, "That's a long jump." It's like, oh,
I had a Rock's Feather.
yeah, that's so. But even then, it's like, let me try it, and you try these different avenues to try to get through it. No, it's not. Okay, you know what? I'm just come back later. And sure enough, you'll find an item, and then you'll go through with it. And I mean, of course, there's heart containers and mini games, and
Did you play the original?
yes, I did play it on the Game Boy. So yeah, long time ago.
I got to play a little bit of it on the Game Boy, and so I've been like anticipating this one coming up, and of course I just haven't had any time since it dropped.
And it's a very unique Zelda game because this ain't a spoiler because it's in the commercials, but you'll see Bow Wows, you'll see Yoshis, you'll see little dark Kirby's. You find all these weird
Nods to the Nintendo.
yeah, a lot of
universe.
little things to the Nintendo, and they bring it in, and it's a very strange game. Not strange the gameplay, but the compared to other Zelda games.
Isn't it like a fever dream?
Is it what?
I mean, spoiler alert territory. But isn't like the whole synopsis a fever dream? Like he has to wake up and
You're going into big spoiler alerts.
Yeah, I mean, the game came out like
93.
15, 20 years ago or some shit like
93,
that.
that's-
25 years ago?
oh my bad.
24 years ago.
Well,
I mean, that might
I'm not
explain
gonna,
why.
I'm not gonna confirm or deny this allegation.
Wouldn't that might explain why there's Bow Wows and Yoshis
Correct.
and Kirby's and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just the limitations of the Game Boy platform. I don't know.
And Blasphemous, how are you looking on that one right now?
Blasphemous.
Like percentage-wise, where do you
I'm
think
like
you're
at 46%. The game tells you when you're at. I played it again last night, and I was like, the only reason I put it down was because I was playing Legend of Zelda. But I've been rotating one night Blasphemous, the one Legend Zelda, and I went back to it. and I was like, it felt good. You get the item, like very
What's Blasphemous?
castle.
Blasphemous is. Oh, I'm sorry. You got the game. You tell.
Blasphemous is a I hate saying the buzzword. Souls meets Metroid Mania.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it is. But the thing is, that is the buzzword. It's a genre now. It's an adjective to call games.
Souls-like.
Souls-like, Souls-esque, Soulsy,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But it's not Souls in the way where when you die, you lose your experience or your currency. All you do is when you die is
So it's more forgiving.
it's more forgiving. Your MP bar gets slightly diminished, and so you go back to your corpse, and then you actually have full access to your bar again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, there's some statues along the way that you could pay to absolve your sin. That's what it's called. But yeah, you go back and forth, and then you unlock something. And then like, okay, now I need this item. Now I'm gonna go backtrack and it's very dark and gritty, and it reminds me of like a Miyazaki, like a. You ever seen the anime Berserk?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantasy-esque, but it's very drenched in Christianity.
Gothic.
Yeah, yeah,
kind of thing.
kind of, yeah, yeah. Just these abominations, these
Well,
holy figured, whatever.
Speaking of Gothic horror, BlizzCon's around the way, right?
Yeah, it's November, I think.
What do you think's gonna pop in, bro? What do you think they're gonna?
They're
do?
gonna show a 30-second trailer of Diablo 4 to shut everybody the fuck up.
Wait, you don't have phones?
You have phones?
Can I watch it on my phone?
They're gonna show a 30-second trailer of Diablo 4, work in progress, whatever the hell. It's gonna be like 5 minutes tops, and then everybody's gonna be buzzing about it, and the game's not gonna come out for another 15 years. That's what's gonna happen.
You think so? Really?
I think so.
I mean, this thing's been in development, I think, for a couple years now. You still think it's a ways away?
I think it's a ways away.
Blizzard
Blizzard doesn't put out games in a timely manner.
Well,
ever.
that's true, but they do put out quality.
When did Diablo 3 come out? 6 years ago?
Diablo 3 came out. I remember I was living in Dallas at the time, and I had already met you. Yeah, like 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
I think you guys were playing it while y'all were at Colton's apartment, back on from Woodforce.
No, this was
2011, maybe?
it's been a minute. I can Google it real quick.
I'll Google it. You guys keep chatting.
Wait, do you have Google?
I do have. I have a phone, and I also
I have a
have
phone.
Google. But yeah, the games are quality. I will agree with you there. There are some hiccups on launch. It's like they always underestimate how popular they are. So I have a feeling that because I mean you saw the queue times for WoW Classic. You saw.
Did not.
Go ahead. Ruben.
Initial release date May 15th, 2012.
2012.
I
So
was close
7
to- I
years.
was going over.
7 years. So they do release quality, but they always seem to underestimate their popularity, which is always my biggest problem with Blizzard. With any WoW expansion or initial IP launch or something like that, they always seem to shit the bed on their servers. Like they know how many people are going to buy this game. They know how big it's going to be, but for some reason they're like, oh, we're only going to use one server for the entire country, and then just fucking melt the damn thing. And then like the next day they're like, sorry guys, we made a mistake. And then all of a sudden they've got like a million fucking servers and nobody's got log queue problems. It's like they do it on purpose, like just to build hype for themselves, because they know journalists will write about it.
Oh yeah,
They know.
it's a hot topic.
You know what I'm
You know,
saying?
2 hour long queue wait or
Well, I remember reading somewhere that they felt like they had something they could have shown at the last BlizzCon, but they opted out last minute. So,
Which was a horrible decision on their part.
I agree, but if you know what, if you're sitting here and you have this product and you want to put this product out there, it's a little off the side. It's a peripheral product. You know, we'll call it a mobile game perhaps. And you want to put that out there and you want to generate buzz for this. You can't do that and show off Diablo, Diablo 4, even just a little teaser. It's going to rip out all of that momentum that you had.
Well, I think that with everybody, we talked about this recently, but with everybody having their own platforms now, and Blizzard throwing a con for theirs, I think they're kind of like behind in a certain way, if that makes any sense. Like for instance, the state of play this week was for PlayStation. What was it, Tuesday, Rick?
yes, Tuesday.
It came out on Tuesday. They showed some trailer for Last of Us 2. They put out a release date for it, which is, I mean, I don't know if you recall the same way I do. Like watching E3 in June or July or whenever it is, right?
Sure.
They show a trailer for a game. Let's say Spider-Man for PS4, right? They show a trailer for Spider-Man PS4, and then it was like coming in 2022 or some shit like that, like 4 years from now. You know what I mean? It's like some time away. What I'm liking that's happening now, and I think it all started with Fallout 4, is when Fallout 4 came to E3, they were like, hey guys, this game's coming out fucking November. How about that? Like, and they started putting them out like right there in the same year. And that's what I'm starting to feel like this is how the gaming industry's going. Is people want hype, but they don't want to be hyped for 5 years. Yeah, 5 years is 4 years, 3 years, whatever. More than a year is a long time to get hyped for a game. Like, go ahead, brother.
Well, also I believe it's these current gen consoles are so late in the life cycle. I think developers are more familiar in how to develop these games now, and they have a faster turnaround time compared
Right.
to when they were working on when it first came out. When we actually did have it's gonna be a while till this game comes out. So
Yeah.
I think that could be also a possibility.
But I think that's the new way that it's going is where they announce a game, and then 6 to 8 months later the game's coming out. You know what I mean? Like they're not doing these super, preview things anymore. So I think if Blizzard does release any kind of information about Diablo, it should come out within the following year. Because if they come out to that conference and they say, oh, it'll come out in 2022, people are gonna lose their shit.
Well, we also live in a real age of information. I mean, people start noticing any little trend. They started to notice, oh, Diablo 3 is not really getting a lot of support. Oh, so they notice these trends earlier, and I feel like if you don't capitalize and like say, hey, we are working on the next great thing, here's something while you wait,
Right.
then you're gonna, they're scared they're gonna lose a lot of this momentum, and not that Diablo 3's really got much momentum or anything, but they want to get ahead of it. They want to put it out there and start generating at least some
buzz,
some motivation.
Correct.
And I think it's just a big problem with. I mean, people data mine stuff. They stalk their listings,
The
and
careers,
job listings and stuff.
Well, there's been a lot of those.
Like
listings.
French Amazon in France accidentally posted something and bring it down or something like that, and then that's a leak.
Yeah, the state of play information had gotten leaked out the day before by Amazon in like Australia or some shit like that. They had put out the release date like a full day before, which might have been the correct time, their time, if I.
Yeah, there's like a weird back in time,
But
time thing.
they should, if they know how to run their company correctly, I think that they would know when to exactly release these things. But then again, it was an employee at Amazon that hit the little button.
He was probably like grabbing his coffee, like,
oh shit!
Oh,
What do I do?
good.
Well, how do I hold all these lemons?
I would also say that we're also dealing with a different quality of game. Like, if you're gonna release like a big, well-known console game, something that can be managed within, console systems, like a AAA title, or what are they called? Like
AAA, yeah.
AAA games,
yeah,
yeah.
AAA game or something. It's very different from like an MMORPG, or I mean, even though they don't want to call it one, an ARPG is still a massive undertaking. These things, to me, they probably require a whole lot more work than
Big old team.
than your standard.
Any developer for Blasphemous or something like that.
Would you call it your Souls buzzword? Like,
Souls-like.
Souls-like.
Like Remnant, for instance. Remnant only has like 20 or 30 developers compared to like Call of Duty, which probably has hundreds. And they're like on a 24-hour work cycle right
Getting
now.
crunch.
And I would be willing to put money on the fact that I think a Blizzard game like Diablo 4 has probably got way more resources dumped in and got a much bigger undertaking than even as beautiful as Modern Warfare is turning out to be.
Well, they're both Activision, right?
Right. Blizzard Activision, yeah. Are you going to end up buying a pass to watch BlizzCon?
We usually have a buddy, friend of the show, who usually hooks me up.
Yoroshi.
There you go, so
I got
one.
more HP than you.
And you?
But I mean, I always try to follow BlizzCon. Like, to me, it's one of the few shows that I take time to follow because I've always liked their games.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not a big announcement where you have like, oh, today we're doing all Sony at E3 or whatever. But they have a lot of games and a lot of information that I want to digest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sony is no longer doing the whole E3 thing. Nintendo's half in, half out. Like they've got a foot in the door, a foot out of the door. E3 changed the name of the actual festival starting this upcoming year. I think it's called Fans, Media, and what was it?
I remember you talked about it last week. I forgot
And
the.
an influencer festival,
Yeah.
like a FMI or some shit like that festival. They're calling it a festival. It's not an
Weird.
expo. So they actually changing the name of it for this upcoming year. I thought that was a poor decision. E3's been E3 since I was like a
Yeah, like
kid.
everybody knows E3.
Yeah, so like they built up this brand recognition and this whole culture around being in San Diego San Diego for that whole week or that weekend or whatever it is. They built up this whole thing and now they're changing it up on everybody, which I thought was kind of weird. But I mean,
So Sony's out.
Sony didn't do this year
Oh,
at all. Microsoft was the big one out there this year
so where am I gonna get my Final Fantasy remake news?
from their State of Plays.
Okay.
Didn't they just have one about? Oh no, they did Tokyo Game Show.
It's a little game show. Yeah, they had a lot of news. Did you see the? I'm scatterbrained right now. We didn't talk about your week. You want to talk about it real quick? Or you want
my
to
week
extend
was
it?
chill, dude.
Okay,
My week
like,
was
oh, shit.
smooth sailing compared to last week, bro. My
Like
week
nice,
was just
nice desks.
Oh yeah, I got the new studio set up
The
here.
BBH.
I did that yesterday. Thank you.
Well, yeah, I kind of rushed him.
By-
My bad, guys.
By I don't know. I kind of pulled it all together. I still got some stuff to wrap, some cables to do, some decorations to put up, but I hung up 2 things over there.
Looks good, man.
Oh, and then the knuckles behind me. Thank you, Mikkel. That thing is absolutely dope. My week was pretty chill. Me and House were playing Borderlands on
PC?
on PS4.
Okay.
Right, we're playing on PS4. I spent $100 on my copy. Right, for all the DLC.
Feels bad.
Okay, I spent $100 on my copy. I'm playing on PS4, and then I remember I fucking hate playing first-person shooters on controller. And I'm like 60 hours into the game, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy another copy of this game on PC.
Oh, Jesus.
So I bought another copy.
Hashtag disposable income. Daddy got that
Disposable
money.
income, bro.
Daddy got that
Why
money.
why would you say you dislike playing with controller on first-person shooters?
I just don't feel like I have the accuracy that I do with a keyboard and mouse. And the load times drive me insane. I hate load times on PS4 for that game specifically. Certain games aren't that bad. Like Spider-Man's great. Red Dead Redemption 2, you're sitting there for like 4 minutes.
I have that.
Yeah.
It's not even unwrapped yet.
You remember when we played Skyrim on the PS4?
Oh my god, PS3. PS3, sir.
Well, I played on 360, but yeah.
Yeah, no, the load times are atrocious.
You know all the freaking
The
tidbits. And you just
tips.
you start rotating everything just to kill time.
On here, I don't even get time for tips. Like it's just it's up.
Yeah.
That's it. So I bought a second copy essentially, and so I'm playing 2 characters on PS4. I'm still playing that one, and I'm playing 2 different characters on this one.
No cross saves or anything.
Not yet. They did enable it for Borderlands 2 like way later.
Okay.
But I'm in the process of leveling up 2 characters at once. One I'm doing with House and only House, and the other one I'm just doing on my own.
Solo.
Yeah, just solo. Which is where y'all saw me at earlier. I was killing one of the bosses named Gravemind. So hopefully it's saved because y'all showed up right as I killed it, and I just kind of Alt F4'd out of it and said, "Oh, figure it out." Even if I didn't like get the confirm for the kill,
You get to do it again.
I didn't get any loot, like anything that I wanted anyway. So I was like, I don't mind killing him again. But you can farm just like Diablo. You can just keep going back to the boss and knocking him out and getting that big loot explosion that everybody likes to see.
The endorphins rush.
Yeah, see all the pretty rainbow colors. So nothing really too crazy. My week was actually really smooth. I was even able to load up for Monday today, so I've got no problems, no qualms. I did see my pay stub for last week, which I got paid for like some commission stuff, which I'll talk to you about in a little bit. But I looked at my hours, and it was like 72 hours.
Oh, is this it?
Yeah.
I figured it'd be the tank. Since oh yeah, you're right. You were stranded.
72
on the
hours,
clock.
bro. 72 hours on the clock last week.
Stranded on the clock.
Yeah, I got stranded out at Cross Timbers in 45.
Oh Lord.
So it was like flooded, and I was just sitting there like for hours and hours and hours. I like took a nap and all kinds of crazy
But hey,
shit.
it's good that they paid you for it.
I don't get paid by the hour.
Oh.
Oh, well then.
Oh yeah. No, I don't get paid by the hour, bro.
Sir, I will be swimming home. You know where to find your truck.
Shit, dude, I couldn't do that. It's my truck. It's my money. That's my money every week. So I had to protect it with my life. Not that anybody was gonna do anything anyway. I mean, even though I'm not in the greatest of neighborhoods, 45 and Cross Timbers on North Line, but still, I think the flood washed all the homeless people away. I haven't seen them there this week.
They're like birds. They migrated.
Yeah, they just went somewhere else. Like, we gotta get to higher ground. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Quick, you guys sense that?
I think God was trying to rinse away the homeless.
I've read that story.
But
You don't own a houseboat? You're homeless.
But the week was smooth, man. I had no issues, no problems. I did spend an extra. I only bought the base edition. I'll buy the DLC later. Yeah. See, I didn't go all out. I just bought a base edition.
Daddy got bills.
But the thing is on Epic Store for some reason it's more expensive. The game is more expensive.
So you caved in?
No. I did.
You bitch.
I did.
You know I'm standing by my guns. I have this moral. I am not, because they have my credit card information and they're gonna.
Oh, I didn't have to put in my credit card
information. You fucking bitch.
I didn't have to put in my credit card information.
Fraud. Can confirm.
Fraud. I'm a
That's
flake,
okay.
bro.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm a flake, bro.
Play what you want to play, dude.
It's like I'm with this like 7. I'm like with this 7 on my PS4. I've got the 7, but then in walks this dime piece. And I'm just like that guy with the I'm that guy with the chick, and I'm just like looking back at PC. I was like, woo! I bought that bitch. Unfortunately, man.
No, it's okay.
Nah, be mad.
I'm not.
You be mad at me, bro.
I'm disappointed.
It's all good.
That's what Mom used to say to me. Like, Mom, you mad at me?
I'm not mad.
She's like, no, I'm just
No.
disappointed.
No, I mean,
like, Mom, did I just have even worse? Like,
It is worse.
Make me feel bad, man.
Feels good, man.
No, so I bought the second copy. Like I said, I'm doing 2 characters on this one, 2 characters on the other one.
Nice. Siren and what's it called? What's the hunter?
This one I'm doing Siren and the infiltrator, the invisible guy with the drone, and then the other one I'm doing the hunter and the gunner, hunter and gunner, beastmaster and gunner, whatever they call him. But anyway, what you got for this week, Rick?
I did see some pictures for the Final Fantasy VII.
The box art?
With box art. Did you see that?
It looks classic.
Yes.
It's just straight up nod to the original. I was like, I like that. Look at that, man.
There's the box art.
Look at that, dude. I am.
Can I have this game already? God dang.
March,
bro.
March.
Oh, it's officially got a release date?
Yeah, it's got a March 2020.
March. Yeah, they released it back in the E3. The
Any
release date.
pre-order?
Oh, you want to talk about pre-order, dude? 3 bills gets you. Three bills gets you the big old cloud play art statue.
Better have an Ares
on his
cosplay
on his motorcycle. Some summons, like a steel art book, a steel bookcase for the game. What else?
How many whales do you think you're gonna buy that?
Oh, dude, Japan, dude, them whale hunters, they're going for it. Someone's gonna shell out for that, dude.
But anything reasonable, like pre-order?
Like honestly, like
Ares doesn't die.
What?
Spoiler alert!
What?
What?
Spoiler alert.
I never played it before.
You're playing through bullshit Final Fantasy VIII right
You
now.
never even played the game.
That's trash.
Yeah, but do you guys remember how there was always that rumor floating around that you could save her?
Yeah, if
There
you
was a way
maxed
to-
out.
No.
I got her to her final limit break, dude.
That's impressive. I always try to do that, but then I was like,
No,
fuck
that's
this.
obsessive. Like, I did it.
Yeah,
I
I wanted to,
back,
but I was like,
what was wrong with me?
I was like, it doesn't matter. I won't die anyway.
I
So
just
yeah,
killed
I,
her
so I was
before
just
the internet.
so I was just get Healing Wind and Sealed Evil. That's it. Those
Never
are the only
played the
ones-
game at all.
Those are the only ones I get.
Never
You
played
never
it.
played it?
No, I own it. Never played it. But I'm not doing the Steven route. The Steven route was
he didn't know how to
played
save.
until the first boss and didn't save.
He didn't know how to
I just
How you
didn't
lose to the first boss?
Bro,
I just didn't have time to play the game.
how do you not say
And
it?
then I keep on forgetting that it's there to go back and play it, so I just haven't played it. But
And-
then like every time we talk about it, I always want to go back and play it, but then I'm always playing something.
Ah, fuck it, just wait. March ain't that far.
It's
It's
not that
no, it's
far
not that
away.
far off. That's another subject I wanted to segue into is that Square Enix, the publisher, they're having a sale on Switch. A lot of their games are on sale, so if there's something you've been wanting to get, I highly recommend 7 on the Switch. I think those little comfort of life features where they fast forward, make yourself invincible, or stop random encounters is really good. If you really want to go back and play that game,
Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah, it's on the Switch for like
And
15
you can
bucks.
like turn off random encounters?
Yeah, you hit the 2 sticks, you could shut off random encounters. You hit the right one, you could do make yourself like boost damage, boost life.
Why you can play the game then?
Well, just those.
There's also a fast forward.
And a fast forward.
Shit.
Yeah, you want to fast forward. The thing is, it's, like if you've never played it before, I say don't ignore those features. Play it for what it is. But I played it countless times. There's some times where I'm like, I need to hurry up, fast forward. You know, there's some long running scenes sometimes.
Yeah.
You know,
The tower.
the tower. You have to go around and yeah, or like I am not gonna die to this boss. You do power up. You know, stuff like that. But
So
yeah,
it's got a game genie built into the fucking
yeah,
game.
it does.
Essentially, that
Yeah.
sounds like a waste of money.
yeah.
Game genie. What was the other one called? There was two of them.
Shark.
Yeah, Game Shark.
Yeah.
Game Shark, and then Game Genie. Game
This
Genie
pod-
was for Nintendo, and Game Shark was for Genesis, I think.
This podcast brought to you by Game Genie, circa 1993.
Circa out of business. That's
Out of business.
No, I think they're still around.
I doubt it.
I think they're
Oh,
still
really?
around. I don't think they're doing anything special.
They're just hanging on to that
I'll have to check
license.
it out.
They're hanging on to that trademark.
Yeah, but can we go back to Call of Duty real quick?
Yeah.
I wanted to bring something up. Is that I will be getting the game on PC.
Sure.
We
can still play.
We can still play together. Unfortunately, PS4 is getting an exclusive mode for an entire year.
Oh yeah. Is it a whole year? Can
A
you confirm
whole
that?
year, yeah.
But is it a mode anybody's gonna play?
Survival mode.
Spec Ops Survival.
It's not really a mode. I don't
That
I don't
sounds
think
like-
I'm gonna play it too.
What is that mode specifically? Have you played it yet?
Spec Ops Survival is kind of like playing zombies.
Horde mode?
It's horde mode. You have to survive. Like,
Well, then I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine with that.
That's all I needed to know. Thank you, fam.
I'm fine with
but
it.
here's the catch: we can play together, but only if you have a controller hooked up.
Oh, I have controllers everywhere.
Is
bro.
that how it works
But,
out?
Yeah.
To keep you from.
matching against people with keyboards. If you're playing with a controller, so if you use a keyboard, you can
But
play
that-
with people with keyboard.
I'm perfectly fine with that because to play with you guys, I'll plug a controller up and play from
Easy.
here. And then whenever I want to play by myself, I'll just unplug and
Yeah.
play
Easy
by
peasy,
myself.
then.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That sounds dope.
Options, man. I'm all about it.
We're option selecting. Name drop.
Well
Name
played.
drop.
Well played, my lord.
But yeah, so we talked about Last of Us getting a February 21, 2020 release date with the
Either of you have that?
which
Or
one?
PS4 or something.
I think I traded it
I
in.
never played Last of Us.
I think I traded it in.
Last of Us? I have it digital copy. I have a digital copy of it, but it's gonna be free for October.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's part of the PS Plus lineup.
Right there. Perfect.
Okay. I guess I'll play.
Perfect.
I
So-
hear good things about it. But
I heard good things about
Yeah,
it.
it's a great game, and Rick talked shit about it last week. He said that
It's not for
the
me.
revolver had this was his complaint. This was his complaint. He says verbatim. He goes, "I was playing the game, and I go to the workbench to upgrade my gun. Right? Go to the workbench to upgrade my gun. I have a Magnum, right? A revolver,
Sure.
and it says extended clip, and he's like,
I'm done.
I'm
I'm
done.
done.
I look it up. It's not even in the fucking game. Like he made up some reason to quit the game because he just couldn't beat it because you suck at
That
it.
game is okay.
What is it like? Survival?
It's
Don't say open world.
Souls-like.
It's Souls-like. It's Soulsy.
No, it's a kind of survival, but like story driven. So if you think like Tomb Raider, Uncharted, like action game, but with like more survival aspects, like looting.
Well, definitely Uncharted. 'Cause that's Naughty Dog.
I haven't played a Tomb Raider game since she had cones.
Oh, I was talking about
PS1?
I was talking about the new ones, the new Tomb Raiders, which are like
The Rise of Tomb Raider, I think.
yeah, like Rise of Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and actual Tomb Raider games. Those are all phenomenal, but this one's just more set in a dystopian, not dystopian, that's not the word, post-apocalyptic world.
Is it not? It's zombie though, right?
They're not zombies.
They're zombies, but just a twist on it.
They're
It's like if you call them freakers or ragers or
no, but
Walkers.
they're not
Walkers.
actually zombies. They have a parasite in them that like a fungus that grows on them or something like that.
Oh, so they should be easier to kill.
You would think. And they're blind because the fungus takes over their head, so they're all blind. So what you have to do in the game is be stealthy, like go through as stealthily as possible. So there's a little stealth in there. There's a little crafting, the way, and you know there's just like different ways to complete each area. You can go through balls to the wall, or you can go quiet as fuck.
So I can figure out a way to put an extended magazine on a revolver.
or the red dot sight.
I don't know.
Only you can extend your clips though.
Magazines
Clips.
are magazines.
Clips.
Like clip.
Clips.
Not a stripper clip. You don't put it in there.
But yeah, Last of Us and the MLB The Show are going to be October's PS Plus games.
Who's gonna get the MLB The Show? Wait, the PSP. Okay, I'm sorry, the PS Plus games. Yeah, I thought you meant the actual game that's coming out. Like, or I think it already came out. I don't know.
No,
I don't touch any sports games.
But going back to more information that came out about Last of Us 2 is it will be out February 21st, 2020. The state of play was just this Tuesday, so that's 5 months away or so, 4 months away. It's going to be on 2 Blu-ray discs because they're pushing the shit out of the PS4.
It's huge.
And they announced that there's not going to be any multiplayer mode, which I'm completely fine with because it's a story-driven game to begin with. I don't need a multiplayer.
There's other great games that have multiplayer that can get out of that. Yeah.
I'll play Modern Warfare.
Yeah. I'm playing this game for this awesome story between I think Ellie, right, and how she's surviving.
Ellie and Joel.
Yeah.
So I will for sure be pre-ordering that today.
Now I'm sitting here like, I wonder if they could ever make a Resident Evil title that was like co-op. That'd be pretty cool.
The one that's coming out.
Resident Evil 5, 6.
No, the one that's coming out with
They've
the
already done it.
Resident Real Estate.
I have it here if you want to play
no,
co-op.
I'm good, dude. I'm good.
They're not zombies at this point. At that point of the
I don't
series.
know. They kind of went off the rails for me after 3. I mean,
after Code Veronica and
well, right. I mean,
Code Veronica was the last zombie one, and then 4 was weird.
Yeah.
That's the one with Leon.
That's the one with Leon. Yeah.
Yeah, that came over like over the shoulder third person shooter.
It was a great game, but they weren't zombies anymore.
Was Code Veronica? I feel like that was a Sega Saturn.
It did. It was Sega Saturn. It is out on PS4. It's out.
But when it came out, it was
Sega Saturn.
Sega Saturn.
No, Sega Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
There we go.
And I could never play it, and I was always pissed off. Like,
I never had
why
Dreamcast.
is this not on the PlayStation 2?
I'll share play my copy from PS4 to you.
Oh no, I'm just gonna wait. They're gonna remaster it after 3.
Yeah.
It's the one that I got is remastered.
No, redo it. They're gonna remake
they're gonna
it.
remake it.
Yeah.
Re-record in the ocean.
I enjoyed Resident Evil so much. I can't wait for the next one.
You gave me all those trophies when you.
Speaking of which, did you see the announcement for their new game? That was what was it, last week or the week before last?
Who's the new game?
The new Resident Evil game.
Oh no, there's a new one?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Left 4 Dead.
Why
type
do you
thing.
say it? Yeah, like that.
You
Yeah.
don't even like any Resident Evil game.
Because it's like Left 4 Dead, so it's multiplayer survival, like linear.
Like what I just brought up like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. But it's not story driven at all. It's kind of like you never played Left 4 Dead?
I played Left 4 Dead.
Yeah,
it's
so
like
you
a
just
roller
go
coaster.
through.
You're just on rails.
You're just on not on rails, but but you're going through the level that's set out for you, and then that's how you complete it, and you all have to work together. And
From what I heard is one player controls Mr. X.
That's
and
correct.
Mr. X he could jump.
Like
he
the
could jump
Friday the
over.
13th game.
yes, exactly. That.
He could jump over and control a zombie. He could jump over and start controlling zombies, or he could like turn off the lights or stuff like that, and just mess with them. But
So,
yeah,
like
I'm interested.
Dead by Daylight, was it Friday the 13th and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Evolve.
Yes, like Evolve.
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead also has that mode in it. Those types of things. I mean, they announced it like 2 weeks ago or so. Like that. I can't remember the exact time.
I'm gonna look it up.
I get more information about this shit when I come over here than I do on my own. I'm really more of a tabletop gamer though.
Hey man, I'm all about that life too. Sorry we missed last week. How did it go? Can you tell me? I don't like that laugh.
It's pretty good.
What happened?
Well, I hope Travis designed a dungeon
Okay.
for everybody to go in, like a legitimate dungeon.
Uh-huh.
And I left it open-ended so he could fill it, trap it, do whatever he wanted. And it was pretty fun. And then we got at the very bottom, and not only did these beautiful set pieces, like I don't know if you caught any of the pictures or not.
I did.
Mhm.
They
Very
were
nice.
beautiful set
Very nice.
pieces. And then out of nowhere, there's a vampire. Hello.
Hi.
Like, oh shit. And she was demanding part of our treasure. Obviously she didn't really want to kill us, but we didn't really want to give up the treasure. So she summons all these undead things. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, we fight it to a standstill. And at a certain point, I use a rod that just commands undead now. Like, oh, that's neat. And I still thought she was holding back. Like, I figured she was going to kill us at some point. So I started to make the argument, like, okay, guys, like maybe, should we just give this to him? Because once she starts fighting, I don't think it's going to last very long.
It's not gonna go real well.
No, it's not going to go well. But she made this stupid comment. She said something like, "You can have everything in this room, but I want that one thing." And I said, "Everything? So can I have your armor?" And she's like, "This plate, but sure." So I was like, "All right, I'll give it back. I'll give it to you when you take the armor off." So she strips down Buck-Ass naked, and I'm like, "All right, fellas, kill her." And in like one turn cycle, they down her. And yeah, I felt like I cheesed the shit out of it.
You metagame the fuck out of that.
Well, I don't know. The armor. It seems like it was hard to hurt somebody in plate mail.
Yeah.
Convince them to take it off.
Buck-Ass naked.
Did you have to roll like fellowship or anything to do that? No.
No. I mean,
What was the one thing that she wanted?
This rod or scepter or something that we found down there.
The one that you were using to control the undead?
Yeah, which makes sense. She probably just wanted to control undead too, even
Yeah.
though she could summon her own. So I don't know. I have it now. I'm a vampire hunter now.
Vampire hunter?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm basically just trying to play Trevor Belmont.
Belmont. Rick, did you see the new Go Get a trailer for Dragon Ball Fighter Z?
Gogeta.
No, I think I saw it briefly. I haven't played fighters. I haven't played fighters in a while.
Yeah.
I've been playing Tekken.
You've been playing Tekken?
Yeah.
But you didn't see the trailer at all, or see what the character?
No, I was like a fusion between Goku and Vegeta. Well, there's
It's the earring one. I think.
Gogeta and Vegito, and they're both fusion of each other, but one has a dominant personality. I forgot which is which.
Right, but one is fusion by earrings, the other is fusion by the dance.
The dance or whatever.
I can't remember. I think this is the
Same
earring
one for
ones.
Gotenks.
Gotenks is the one with the earrings, I believe. Or no, that's the dance.
No,
that's the dance.
Yeah.
My bad, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they did the announcement trailer for him this week. He looks pretty dope. I'm liking that game. I like to watch the game be played.
It's a good looking game.
I don't like to actually play the game because I suck at it.
Oh.
But I like to watch people play the game. It's pretty fun.
I constantly bring it up to Steven. Like, man, some of these anime fighters, if you just make them a little less busy, that style is so gorgeous, and I'm just waiting for there to be a comic book style where you can just translate it to a comic book fighter, like, but with that style,
Like
with that
anime lines.
Yeah, use the comic panel like art style, but where it looks like it's drawn and put on there. God, it looks so good. I just can't play anime fighters.
They're tough.
There's something else.
There's something else. But yeah, I saw some pictures, but I have not been playing fighters. Like I said, I've been focusing on Tekken. Actually, last Friday I went over I think I brought it up, but went over some of the patch notes with Dragunov and just started working on some stuff. I was drinking beer in the garage.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I play that game now.
I play that game. I'm the captain now.
Look at me. Look at you. Look at me.
I am your
Tekken. I am the Tekken now.
I am Tekken.
What you got, Rick?
So Mario Kart Tour, the Nintendo mobile game.
Why are you bringing up mobile games, bro? We don't talk mobile games in here. Just
Wait,
like we don't talk about Season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Games are games.
You don't have phones?
Yeah, what's wrong with you pleb?
We don't talk about mobile games the same way we don't talk about Season 8 of Game of Thrones.
10.1 million installs, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
when Season 8 come out?
When does Season
Are they still
7
filming?
start?
They still filming? Any minute now? Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that parody. That was pretty good. They put it on HBO.
That was a good one.
The What If series.
What if?
Yeah.
What if?
The What If series.
What if the writers
quit
sucked?
early because they were too busy trying to move on? Yeah, what would that look
I'm
like?
glad I'm not the only one. Thank you. And so 10.1 million people downloaded this
Alright,
game.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen people talk about it, read things on it, and they said it absolutely sucks dick.
Does it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna play Mario Kart. I'm gonna play on the Switch.
for sure.
That's
Sounds
just
so
me.
fun.
Well, how do you guys feel about mobile gaming? Do you guys feel like it's legit, or do you feel like you play it like while you're waiting somewhere, or? Because I have some friends who were hanging out on Friday nights,
that's all
and
they do.
they're screen dipping, and they're just playing.
Oh, Chameleon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
David went.
I don't like mobile games. I've downloaded a few of them. Like they tried to get me into Brave Exvius. They've tried to get me into
The Yu-Gi-Oh one.
And
The
I ain't gonna lie,
Pokemon.
hopefully nobody at my job listens. And sometimes I have downtime, and no, I just can't. I don't find it entertaining. I would rather read something, because the games to me feel too shallow. Like I don't know, maybe I'm
No, you're probably right, because they're probably behind paywalls
They're all
or
paywalls.
you know,
Yeah.
gotcha
But
games.
it's hard to argue with it when you kind of consider most of like the like China and Korea, like a lot of those people, their gaming system is their phone.
Right.
So I understand marketing it, and why would you cut off the North American, just because
Demographic, yeah.
we prefer more
Consoles or
sophisticated
PC, yeah.
stuff.
Right. But I mean, I don't mind a mobile game in the sense of if I had my Switch and I went over to your house and we're not really doing anything except hanging around, like we're not chit-chatting or what, y'all are playing fighting games, I don't mind picking up the Switch, playing a little bit of Zelda or whatever while I'm just sitting there waiting for my turn.
I definitely consider the Switch a different format altogether, because that's not a game designed for your mobile phone. That is a badass game designed.
It's a portable console.
That is portable.
Correct.
Like,
Correct.
Very different.
No, yeah, I'm talking about strictly in the sense of mobile phone, not mobile on the go, but mobile phone.
They're just too shallow. There's not a lot of depth to them. And what's with these AFK fighters or these AFK games where it's like, oh, I'm gonna play this mobile game, but like it does itself. Like, oh, my guy's just farming.
Is that the one that Steven's playing? I always see him like play it, but he sets his phone down while he's doing it.
It's like, why are you?
He'll play a match and then comes back and like.
And then they go to like events to get like rare characters or some kind of crazy shit.
At least Pokemon Go had you walking.
You got grip size, yeah.
For sure.
Well,
other people were like, "It's changed my life."
That's good.
No,
Go
it
for a
didn't.
walk.
No, it didn't.
I mean, Michelle Obama. I'm gonna get the people walking. Nintendo, hold my beer.
Oh my god, good challenge accepted.
Honestly, the only game I think that could ever really like make it as a mainstream mobile game would be a Pokemon style game. And I'm not talking about the altered, what is it called, altered reality or
the AR,
augmented reality.
Augmented reality. I mean, if they put a full blown Pokemon game and they tied it into your phone so that anybody could download this game and play it, I don't care if it's got microtransactions or not, that thing would sell. That thing would blow up.
Yeah, I used to love playing. I used to download emulators on like my old school Windows phone, like
Final Fantasy 1.
No,
I've seen like my buddy Copeland do that shit.
Like GBA games and regular GB games and NES games and stuff like that. Yeah. I would play like when the phone still had buttons on them. Like way back on a Windows phone, like an actual Windows phone.
I tried to download an emulator on one of my phones, some Samsung phone I had before this, and all I wanted to play was SNES Super Mario World. Mm-hmm. And without the buttons, I could not play it. Like, my phone, it had like parts of the screen designed to touch it. I couldn't do it. I was like, no, it feels fucking weird.
Yeah.
Do you have the Nintendo Switch service? The online subscription?
Yeah, I got it like free for a year or some shit.
You know there's SNES games now available.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I got my SNES Classic, somebody had hacked it and put all kinds of SNES games. Like I have if the ding comes with one file of SNES games, I have 3 of those. And then it has Genesis games and Game Boy games. So if I really want to sit down and play an SNES game, I have the controller and everything. It just feels good.
Do those things have like the guts of a Raspberry Pi or something like that?
I want to say people have talked about how you could hack them easily and put all kinds of stuff on there. Yeah. And you can expand the memory, I'm sure.
Because I've got a Raspberry Pi and the little joker's like that big, man. But I've got like every game under the sun on that thing from like old. I've got MME games, I've got SNES games, I've got NES games, arcade, like whatever, like you name it. It's like thousands upon thousands of games on there.
It kind of makes me wonder, why are we still on disc technology? If like why are we watching Blu-ray movies? Why aren't we just plugging in a little SD chip?
Next gen. That's what's gonna happen next gen.
Well, I mean, it's already now. Yeah. Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, why is the market taking so long to move? Because we've gotten to a point where I have a thumb drive that's literally like half an inch, and it's like got ridiculous, like 64 gigs or something.
Right.
And I'm like, this thing is smaller than my thumbnail.
Well, what they're doing is
literally a thumb drive.
What they're going towards now is streaming. So a lot of the services, they've been doing it on PlayStation for a while, where you could just kind of like, what's that service called?
PlayStation Go?
PlayStation View or Go or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Some whatever service that is where you stream the games directly there. You have Google Stadia coming out, which is Google's own proprietary console, which only uses a controller and a Chromecast. like a Chromecast Plus. Like, so all you gotta do is plug in a Chromecast.
Right, but it's massively
intense.
intense.
It'll drain your bandwidth if you play at 4K.
You know, like 80 years ago when you had me on the show, like we talked about it. That's when we first discussed it.
My bad, man. 80 years ago.
But the problem,
I'm not the one that handles scheduling.
80 episodes ago.
No, but the real problem with all this streaming service, and I think it's what they're missing, is people were really interested in Netflix. Why? Because Netflix had shows on it, had all this stuff.
Bunch of content.
You know, I'll pay for a lot of content. You know, $10 here, and it was like $7, and then went up to $10, and I was like
$13.99, I think.
Yeah, you know, naturally. But if every single company puts out their own individual streaming service and they narrow down what they actually have on it, like the quantity of actual content, then it's not worth it. You know, at a certain point, you're gonna have to pick between Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu. Well, is Disney Plus part of Hulu? Or is it a separate service?
HBO.
They're all separate,
Stars,
but Disney Plus is gonna be, you can bundle it up with Hulu and ESPN Plus for like $14 a month. Yeah. But it's Hulu with ads, and you can pay the extra $2 or $3 or whatever it is to get rid of the ads.
That's why I hated Hulu in the first place. I was so excited for something other than Netflix.
I like Hulu.
I love Hulu, bro. I have Hulu without ads.
I can't stand the ads.
You can get it without the ads.
Yeah, but it costs more money.
Oh, okay. How much are you paying for Netflix?
I don't know.
It's less than that.
I don't know.
It's less than that.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying, though? If every company puts out their own streaming service, each one's going to have too much, like, super niche. It's going to be like paying for each cable channel individually.
Right.
And I think it's going to tank the market on it.
I have Hulu for the simple reason is that I don't have an antenna in this house. There's no antennas.
I don't have one in mine.
So I don't have a cable connected to it. The only cable that's connected is connected to that modem right there.
Interwebs.
So I have Hulu to watch the Goldbergs, Schooled, South Park.
I love Schooled.
So good. South Park, Superstore, like whatever, like little bullshit shows I like to watch. Plus,
and isn't the NFL on it?
You can get that.
Okay.
I don't have that, but I also run HBO out of Hulu as well. So my HBO and my Hulu is like $25 a month. Like it's nothing. Like, and then I get all the HBO movies and HBO shows like Ballers and Euphoria and Game of Thrones up to season 6, and
Chernobyl, which I did.
Chernobyl was amazing, and then you have Watchmen coming up. The Righteous Gemstones is out right now. Great show with John Goodman and Danny McBride.
Are you gonna get Disney Plus?
I'm just gonna bump it up. I'm gonna bump up my Hulu, and I'll probably end up paying $50 a month or something. No, it'll probably be like $45 a month.
Well, how much is that off of? Realistically speaking, how much is that off of the cable bill?
How much did you save on your cable bill whenever I swapped you over to everything?
We're paying almost $200 because the internet and the cable. We're like, we don't watch it.
Okay, so your internet, we'll just assume $80 to $100.
My internet's $80.
Okay, then you're gonna throw in an extra $50. Right? So that's 130 if my math checks out. If you had Netflix, I mean, I'm not saying that you do, but if you did,
I do.
Like, you see what I mean? Like, they're mad about all these people who are probably like, you know what? They don't want our cable no more.
Yeah, but the beauty.
So now they're just transforming it into a new cable.
But the beauty about it is that you can stop paying for it whenever it ceases to be interesting.
True.
The problem
there's no contracts or anything.
The problem is that people forget, and then they'll let it go a month. And then it'll turn into a 2 month, and it'll turn into 3 months. It'll turn, it just keeps on going and going and going. But I have Amazon, I have Hulu, I have HBO, I have Netflix,
Spotify.
I don't have Spotify. I don't have any music services. All I do is listen to podcasts. So I have all these services, and with the internet, the only one subscription service I have for music is for our podcast, which comes out of my monthly thing. So $16 here, $28, there, $130 or whatever it is for Amazon for the whole fucking year, and Netflix, which is like $13 a month or something like that. It's not.
But that adds up though.
For
you, it's probably
to watch the content that I actually want to watch. I'm fine with that. Like nothing's out on Hulu right now that I'm that I care about, but I keep it on there because I started watching Handmaid's Tale, which is a great fucking show, by the way.
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't hear you say that.
It's a great show.
I got into episode 2. I'm like, yeah.
But I mean, it's like when Warner Brothers put out their DCU streaming service or whatever. Like Warner Brothers has a lot of stuff under their umbrella, but they decided we're gonna make a streaming service just for the DCEU or the DC universe.
Right.
And it's like that
sounds
too
good.
niche. It's too niche.
Way
like,
too niche.
I watched Swamp Thing, and they got me though. I had the free trial, cool man. I enjoyed the shit out of the Swamp Thing show. Mm-hmm. And then I lapsed by a day, and they actually charged the whole month. Like I was like, oh, that'll be the last fucking $10 you get for me, motherfucker.
$10.
Yeah, it's
for one show.
Yeah, it was per month, and then
yeah. But what else did they have on their platform? Do they still even have that platform?
Yeah, they still have it. They have like Titans and.
Oh, is it gonna be like Green Arrow and Flash and all that shit on there too?
Some of the CW stuff, I think.
I think all the CW stuff might end up over there.
It's on Netflix right now.
And Hulu, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix and Hulu.
But to me, it's like an example of why it's like when I get Disney Plus, there's a good chance I just cancel my Netflix. Like, I mean,
I can't get rid of Netflix.
Star Wars and Marvel. I mean,
Mikkel wants Netflix. I'm like, I'm gonna get rid of it.
The thing is there's no reason to get Disney Plus off the bat. Nothing comes out until like late next year.
Well, it's their full catalog though.
No, it's not.
They're not gonna put
not their full
all
catalog.
their Marvel movies on there.
Nope. You want me to bring up the list for you?
Yeah, I'm still licensed out.
Yeah, I'll talk it up.
Because I know they're gonna get I read that they're putting on all the Saturday morning cartoons. X-Men, Spider-Man.
Really?
Yeah.
The animated series ones?
All the old animated series ones.
Bad.
Like, honestly, the DC one would have been cool if I could go back and watch the DC animated.
The Batman ones? The
Batman,
Superman?
the animated series, yeah.
Alright, so this year, they're going to be running Captain Marvel, Dumbo, Avengers Endgame, Aladdin, Toy Story 4, The Lion King, Maleficent, Frozen 2, and Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker.
Live action Dumbo?
Now, they will have all these Disney Plus originals, but all of them aren't coming out until 2020, 2021, 2022. Like, that's their
Mandalorian starts this year.
Does it start this year?
Yeah, it's at the top of your list. I don't know if it has a date on that.
Let me take a look here.
Take a look here.
You can hear now, boy.
Stupid fucking ads.
Ooh,
damn, you should have paid, bro. Paid extra $2.
Fuck Variety.com.
Yeah, it comes out in December of this year.
Okay, they don't actually have release dates on those. But then they have a list. They will have all Star Wars up to 7.
That's a good one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. They're gonna have 1 Toy Story, 1 Incredibles, 1 Iron Man. I mean, they're not. The whole catalog's not on here. Is basically what I'm getting at. They are gonna have a lot of TV series, but these are all old. Like, the only things that I want to see on Disney Plus aren't out yet, and I'll subscribe to Disney Plus whenever those
when the content is there.
When the content's there, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna use my money towards watching things that I've already seen a million times, like Boy Meets World. I can see that on Hulu right now.
I ain't gonna watch that shit.
But
they don't have Girl Meets World.
I ain't gonna lie, I might put
the
old X-Men animated series on in the background if I'm gaming. It should, it's nostalgia. I like it.
Or just theme music itself.
No, that's totally not on here. It's totally not on here though.
Dead awesome.
It's not. Marvel's Ultimate Spider-Man, not even the good Spider-Man, the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2020?
And then The Simpsons will be on there. Congratulations.
Really? Oh, because they own Fox.
Yeah, because they own Fox. They own everything, bro. Disney's
they got the power gauntlet.
You have Amazon. Amazon's right here, and then like Disney's like, right about to pass them. That's what's gonna happen. But I have all faith in the world and Disney and what they're gonna put out. But
they're buying everything.
As of right now, there's nothing.
They're buying everything.
There's nothing that I want to watch on that list that I haven't already seen.
Fair. That's fair.
I do want to see The Mandalorian. I do want to see the What If series. I do want to see
Vision and Wakanda.
Yeah,
or Vision and Wanda.
Vision and Wanda. I do want to see a bunch of the Marvel.
Or WandaVision.
All that the Star Wars, the Clone Wars is gonna come back. What? Holla at your boy. Marvel's Hero Project. All these things that are coming out, I do want to see them. But I'm not gonna pay for the service for a whole year
until it comes out.
Well, they're also doing that annoying thing DC did, where it's a weekly release. God, just put it all in there, man.
I like that.
I get like one day.
I like that.
Watch
I'll just wait for the entire series to be released, and then I'll pay for the 1 month and watch it all.
I like the weekly release.
I'm all
about that.
Pay for 2 months of service when I can just pay for 1.
Well, some shows I think like especially suspense or horror, works really well with the weekly show.
The pacing them out.
Because you got to have that break to relieve yourself of that tension. And like, what was it, House on Haunted Hill,
Yes.
on Haunted Hill or something?
Mhm.
It's good,
100.
but like 5 episodes in, a lot of the tension and suspense was like, my brain was just, all right, I'm done. This is no, it's no longer. But like, I'm pretty sure if I watched it 1 episode a week, each episode would have been more intense,
Right.
for the
It would
viewer.
have carried over more weight.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But speaking of Disney, Sony and Disney finally came to an agreement to keep Spider-Man on the MCU. Man, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Give me the details on it because I got it sent to me and it was a busy day at work. So
I thought this deal was already in play. I thought they already had 2 movies already locked in under the old contract.
next.
So that's what I thought.
They had 2 movies coming up, but
All right, so this is from Forbes today.
That's the source.
So,
Venom in the MCU or what?
negative, sir. Yeah, it's over.
Only with Tom Hardy.
I just wish they just
Okay,
do
so
it right.
Big wishes.
this one gives you like a full breakdown of their
I mean,
fucking
you went to
deal.
Forbes, dude.
Yeah, we'll read this.
Where's the
Cliff
clickbait,
notes.
man? Where's the clickbait?
But anyway, we'll
Clickbait.
get back to that after the show, so you can actually sit down and read that. But it is there. From what I've read, they are Disney is now getting a 25% stake in the box office, as compared to a 5% that they were getting before.
Is it only those day 1 sales or that first weekend sales? Because that's what
No,
it was
no,
before.
25% overall.
Overall,
Okay, because at first they had 5% of only like the first weekend, the first release sales. from
Correct.
that. Yeah.
just to be on the record, I do feel like in the grand scheme of things, Sony was the ones who I felt weren't doing them justice. I think Marvel was right. Hey, basically your only real blockbuster hits in the last 2 years were ours. So I don't think it's fair we get 5% on day one.
Yeah, I agree. But I think they struck a deal for 2 movies, 2 standalone movies, not including all those other appearances.
Right.
So that's the gist of the deal so far that I've read. So I'll read that Forbes article once we're done with the podcast and get the whole breakdown of it. I'm glad he's staying.
I'm glad he's staying, and part of me was disappointed, but I was kind of relieved in a sense too when they said that, hey, Spidey's no longer part of the MCU. Because he's tied so intrinsically over there, I felt like Sony might have to reboot and do another. And I got to get another chance at seeing my childhood hero on the big screen in a different way. But I mean, I'm starting to worry if Disney gets everything under its cloaks. Like
Just working on.
There's only so many release weekends in a year. There's only so many studios that they can work on and projects that they can do at one time. I feel like we're just setting ourselves up to like, okay, so now they have the X-Men. I'm super stoked. I want to see what they do with the X-Men.
Did you watch Dark Phoenix?
No.
That was before. That was before.
No. Honestly, they should have just let it die. But it was so far along that you got to get what money you can. But the problem is, like, now we got to wait till like 2022 to see an X-Men movie, and it'll probably be head and shoulders well above what anything Fox did with them. But God, 2022, man, I already want to start seeing who they're casting, what story they're going.
It's gonna fly by, dude.
So
it's just gonna happen so quick.
The question that I have for all these, the biggest blockbusters in the world right now are, comic book movies, right?
Right.
When is it gonna die? Like when are they gonna start putting out?
When's it gonna be the Western?
When are they gonna start putting out such shit? Yeah, exactly. When are they gonna start putting out such shitty? When are they gonna start putting out such shitty like content that nobody's gonna give a fuck anymore? And then what's gonna be the next best thing? They're gonna reboot it over again or some shit?
Well, I think the beauty of what Marvel's done is they're not creating comic book movies. I mean, they are in a sense. It's overarchingly. It's in my same vein where I say, you know what, Serenity is a Western, but it's filmed in space.
Space opera.
No, that's Star Wars. But you see what I'm saying? So if you go back and you look at like Winter Soldier, that's a spy thriller.
Right.
Yeah, it's got comic book characters in it. It's in this theme. The overarching theme is that instead of being
genre,
in space, it's got comic book heroes.
Right.
And then you go to Ant-Man, which I think was like not even long after.
It's a heist movie.
And it's a heist movie.
Correct.
Like so they're
Ocean's
smart
11.
enough to say, hey, we're just gonna do a backdrop of these superheroes, but we're gonna still film I mean, if you look at Far From Home, it's a coming of age story in high school. I mean, it's a John Hughes movie with superheroes. Like,
Right.
So I think that's going to give it a lot more legs and a lot of longevity. What's to come after it? Fuck if I know, man. I think you can reboot these things to the end of time. I mean, they've been writing comic book stories on a weekly or a monthly basis since the
The 30s.
30s. Yeah.
But there's going to be a time where people just stop going to the theater for it. That's basically what I was trying to get.
If it
There's
does
always
happen,
a time for
if
that,
it does happen, it'll be because of oversaturation of the market. That's my opinion.
which is where they're
If it
coming
does
to
happen.
right now. Is what I'm getting at. Like Disney owns everything,
Yeah.
you know, and I think that eventually, like within the next 2 to 3 years, I would say within this next phase. And the only reason I say that is because everybody loved Robert Downey Jr. You know what I mean? Like
Fair.
everybody loves Chris Evans.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like everybody loves these characters, and okay, you got rid of them already.
Chris Hemsworth.
He's not gone.
He's
Come
super
back.
good.
Yeah, he's super sexy. I mean, whoa.
Ice cream Thor. Ice cream Thor.
Freudian slip. Freudian
Ice
slip.
cream Thor.
I mean, you're
But like
right.
everybody loves these characters, and they killed them off, and now they're trying to bring in the new blood. But what happens when people don't accept that new blood?
Well,
It will.
well, I don't know. Not contrary.
Not everybody does. Like you bringing in, what was that one Asian movie we were talking about?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Okay.
You think
so
people are gonna
No.
just because it has the name Marvel on it?
I'm so glad that Phase 1 all the way through Infinity War or Endgame was so good. With very few flops and very few, in my opinion, reaches for virtue signaling. Virtue signaling.
Into the last couple.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and honestly, I can honestly say in the future, no matter what they do from here on out, they can tank the ship, they can sink it, they can blow it up, they can do whatever they want. I can always say, hey, man, Marvel had a great run, 1 through Endgame.
So we could say the same thing that like old people say about Star Wars. Like I saw Star Wars in '77 when it came out, and the original 3 are the best ones. And this
Kinda, yeah. I mean, I guess if you want to call me a grognard or something. It's cool.
Grognard? What is that?
It's old school role players who can't accept the way the games have changed. I'm sorry, my bad.
Oh, okay.
Dropped a little new-
My bad, fam.
But me personally, with the direction that they're taking it, the virtue signaling, the over, like instead of just doing what they've done that's worked out, I looked at their entire next lineup and all the way to Blade, I'm kind of like, I don't really want to watch any of that. Like, I just don't. I mean, I will probably go see most of them, and I probably the only one I'm really looking forward to might even just be
Eternals.
No, not a big. To me, they weren't a big issue in the comics, so I'm not. There's no nostalgia bait on it, you know. And I'm hoping it does good and expands on the galaxy for the Guardians of the Galaxy, you know.
That's the
set
only one I'm
piece.
excited for.
But from I'm okay with that one, but I'm kind of looking forward to the Doctor Strange maybe. But
Doctor Strange and Guardians of the Galaxy are the
it's
two.
the first lineup that they've shown where I'm like, oh, okay, well I might have saved some money on my movie tickets.
And then one of them is a Disney Plus exclusive.
Yeah.
What is it?
Wanda-
Scarlet.
WandaVision.
No, I thought it was
That's a
Scarlet.
series.
Oh, I'll take that back. I do. I'm excited to see what they do with Taskmaster. Low key, one of my favorite villains in
Oh, that'd be dope. Yeah,
Taskmaster.
that'd be dope.
Taskmaster.
He was great in
That's hard for me to say.
Ruben.
Taskmaster. Taskmaster.
Master.
Taskmaster. There you go.
Tony Masters. That's his name.
Tony Master.
Spoiler alert.
What? Google
I'm
it.
sorry.
Google it.
No, but yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now that they have Mr. Gunn back and they've started, I'm guessing they started principal photography because they're on like a time crunch now. I'm assuming.
Maybe when's it out?
2020, 2021.
Yeah, I think they've already started shooting.
So they've already started shooting. But that and Doctor Strange, because I enjoyed the first Doctor Strange, and then there was something else.
I'm just excited because they've marketed it as the first
Horror.
Marvel horror movie.
I'm up for it.
I just want
I
to
like
see that.
that.
Like the first Doctor Strange was okay.
It was okay.
I enjoyed it.
I feel like studios get so lazy when you want to do things with magic. Like it's the most like fire and lightning and poison
Sparks.
clouds and sparks, all this stuff, right? They did more magic with Thor's like, you know, are you the god of hammers or the god of lightning? They did more magic looking stuff during that one last scene with him versus Hela or Hell and that did in almost half the rest of the movie. Like they don't want to put out all this effort to make magic as cool as it could be.
Right.
Like and then we imagine whenever we play D&D or whatever, they always want to do like, oh, they always default throwing swords or stabbing people or you know what I mean, or generic bolt that doesn't even have any color to
lightning
it.
bolt.
Like
Lightning bolt.
so when I first saw Doctor Strange, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be, this is epic. This is the guy's shtick. I mean, he's the master of the dark arts. That's who he is. He's the Sorcerer Supreme.
Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, no. It was a bunch of fractals, which I guess if you're into gemology, you like fractals and crystals and stuff. And there's some trippy, maybe did I eat the wrong peanut butter and jelly sandwich kind of visuals, but overall I was like, oh, after Matt Mikkelsen's out of this and outside of the clever ending, I was like, I didn't see much magic at all. This is like watching Inception. With,
like the visuals were cool.
Characters, like what?
The visuals were cool, yeah.
But it wasn't magic. Is it what you think when you think of?
No, to me it wasn't. And I'm coming at as just a MCU fan, not a Marvel fan. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Marvel Disney is making the movies for because I know. Barely.
Stake in it.
Yeah, I got a stake in it. No dog in the race.
Yeah, so I'm hey.
Can we still race dogs? I don't know.
Can we? Just don't fight them.
Is that taboo?
Just don't fight them. Got me little chihuahuas.
Calm down, Michael Vick.
Oh shit. He did his time.
2008 joke.
Yeah, he did do his time. But yeah, there was only a few that I was excited for. I wasn't like thrilled for half of the things that were.
Well, like Captain Marvel, I've kind of checked out on. I didn't even dislike the first one.
Was the third one Love and
Yeah, that one throws me off.
Natalie Portman's gonna be the new
Hammer and Love? What's it called?
I'm okay with that. I'm even okay with that.
Because that's how the comics are right now.
But why's there gotta be like this love
triangle?
I mean, how many boxes are we checking off on that?
All of them,
bro.
All of
Check
them.
them all.
Everybody's got to be involved. They're gonna come up with another black superhero so it can even it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, one of my problems is they're rebooting Blade. It's not a problem. I like Blade. Blade's a cool character, but he's like one of the first black superheroes, and like everybody's forgotten and ignored him.
Yep.
Because Black Panther was the first.
Yeah, Black Panther was the first. That's the only one they can remember.
Black Panther was fucking awesome in Civil War. In Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like his movie.
No. So like I enjoyed it.
So
it
as much as I hope Blade is as good as at least the first Blade movie was,
that was awesome.
Rose-colored glasses over here and all, but I'm looking forward to it because they got a good actor to play him.
Oh yeah,
they got
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, I even like how it looks, kind of like him.
Yeah.
But he's in Luke Cage. He's in.
Not Luke Cage. That's not him. Oh, I thought you meant he was Luke Cage.
No, he was in Luke Cage.
Yeah. He was in Luke Cage. Yeah.
Bunch of other shit. Oh, he was also in Spider-Man. He was the Spider-Verse one. He was the
voice.
Uncle.
He was the voice. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in like 4 different Marvel things already, dude. Nobody's realized that they just keep rehiring the same guy.
I'm kind of excited to see him. But Shang-Chi, like, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. That guy's in one of Spidey's, like, supporting cast. And even I'm like...
He's getting his own movie, bro.
Why? but to be fair, they took Iron Man, who before 2008, was a B-rate character in the comic books. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of people were like, oh, I'm super pro Iron Man, but now you can walk down the street and ask any old lady, hey, do you like Tony Stark?
You see Iron Man. You see Iron Man stickers
everywhere. Yeah, people walking around.
Logos, shirts.
Oh my god.
So
maybe they'll make them great, but the problem I have is
make a War Machine
potential's there.
War Machine. I liked War Machine in the comics more than I liked Iron Man. No, Don Cheadle's a good actor.
Don Cheadle's great. The other guy seemed to have gone crazy. I saw him. The other guy that played
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, he went a little crazy, bro.
Well,
he was on the red carpet for like the Emmys this week or something like that.
Yeah.
He started mouthing off some random shit, and the guy's just sitting there like, just didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
I don't know.
It was
the
great
pressures of
rant.
being successful and rich.
Yeah,
must suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else you got, Rick?
So, I have this kind of a first world problem. Right?
Oh, here we go.
So we have Death Stranding coming out, and they're also releasing. It's gone gold, yeah. Good job for Kojima and the guys. But they're coming out with a PlayStation themed console.
Yes.
For the what you call it? So it's like, do I get one?
Yes,
I kind of want to get a place
for Death Stranding.
For Death Stranding, man, can you pull up the screen real quick?
Oh yeah, hold on.
But they're having a Death Stranding PS4 coming out with the day of, and it got me thinking. I kind of want to get a PS4 for my streaming studio for the OD
Yeah.
for the ODB studio, and
And that way it's gonna just collect all kinds of cash.
are you talking about me or for you?
I mean,
For both of us.
Actually, though, I want to say it was the God of War one looked really cool.
The God of War one's
and I
pretty
like
dope.
and I like the Star Wars one. And the Star Wars game
gold
was
one?
garbage, but
I like the Spider-Man one. Just the red, shiny red console with the nice.
I felt bad I didn't
Not
get
a big fan.
the Phantom Pains one. It was that red like his hand. I was like,
but think about
But
it.
I love the way that console looks.
But think about it. We're sitting here. I think at least us two have pros, PS4
Yeah,
pros,
we have pros.
and we're like, I should have got that one, or I want to get that one. We already have a PS4 Pro, man.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I want that controller though,
Why?
real bad.
I don't care much for the controller.
I love
but I
it.
was like, I kind of want a PS4, but it's like, man, PS4, PS5 are literally.
How do you know? They haven't announced shit.
That's true. I was worried about it too.
You
when
see, that's
I
what
bought
Mikkel
my
told me.
Pro.
She's like, no, around the corner. All of it's
Are they?
20. So I was like, I'm gonna get another one. She's like,
Are they?
"No, you're not."
They haven't announced a single fucking.
Look,
thing
dude,
about
you
this.
are the little punches on my shoulder telling me something.
No, I mean,
Tell me to buy it. Tell me to buy it. Tell me to buy it.
don't buy it.
No, fuck
But
you.
also, you're trying to
Yeah.
but you're
Don't
trying
buy
to
it,
give
don't
out
buy it.
information
Yeah,
that
do
it's
it.
around the corner by, the way that history goes. Yes, it is around the corner, but they haven't given us any type of details on this console.
Oh, dude, we had a whole podcast about this.
How
We
long
talked
ago?
about.
No, we talked about Scarlet.
Yeah.
There's no information on PS4.
You think PS4? Okay. You
They
think,
they released some benchmarks and some other stuff, but there's no actual information like on the console's release date. There's no anything that they're planning on doing with it other than the benchmark that they already released.
When did the Pro come out? When was it released first?
2 to 3 years ago.
Really? That one?
I think so.
God, I'm late for the Pro.
it came out the year when what's the game with Aloy? Horizon Zero Dawn. That's when it came out. February 2017. I want to say.
Alright.
You literally just used like
2016, November 10th, 2016.
Okay, well, it's around the corner.
16.
So it was late 2016. Okay,
Yeah, you weren't that far off.
not far off.
The console's
Use
been out.
landmarks for time.
The
That was
console's been
interesting.
out for 8 years, so it's coming up on the end of its cycle. It's 10 years is about the life of a console, right? So judging from history, yes, there is another one around the corner. But once again, Sony's been awfully stingy with any sort of information, whereas Microsoft was already at E3 and
Correct.
they didn't show off the console. They said that this is what we want to do with it. They give you some kind of little tidbits of info so you know where their mind is headed. And then they showed off Halo. And the more I think about it, the last couple of Halos have sucked dick, like real bad. And that's the
There's
only
been
thing.
Halo games since 2007.
I never.
There's nothing. Like right now, the Xbox sucks to me because there's no exclusives. There's no good first party developers or anything like that. It's all about PlayStation and Nintendo right now. That's where it's at. So,
Well, they won the cycle for sure.
oh, they definitely won the cycle, and Nintendo's just like, hold my beer.
Don't at me.
Don't ask me,
Xboxers.
bro.
But what I'm getting at is Microsoft has got to come hard in the paint, and they announced earlier than PlayStation did, but they announced it with just Halo, and like Halo's was a great premise and a great game, but it's you know what I mean, like
It's a,
Halo
a
is so
great
Halo.
property, I guess.
it's a great IP,
Yeah.
but the people that originally created that IP have moved on to bigger and better things. Speaking of
Apex.
which, Destiny 2.
I thought they were making Apex.
No.
Oh, I thought you were
That's
talking about
Respawn.
good games.
That's Respawn.
That's
Okay.
Respawn. But Destiny goes free to play Monday.
Good for them.
Bigger and better things, huh?
Bigger and better things. Free to play.
Play.
But they're coming out with a new
Expansion.
expansion.
Well, I want to say when the PS3 and the Xbox 360 came out, the PS3 was just better out the box. They were same price. You didn't have to buy the Wi-Fi adapter. You didn't have to buy an external for the Blu-ray player.
Yep.
It came with all of the stuff that you needed with it, and the Xbox didn't, but it was the same price. But it still lost that cycle because Xbox released a year earlier than PS3 did.
Correct. A year and a
So,
half.
Yeah, and we as consumers are
Want the latest and greatest.
super impatient. Like
We want it
and
now.
you know what? I jumped on it. I bought a PS3 for like $400 or $500 with a bunch of attachments and extras and shit that I did not need. And I eventually still had to buy a 360 though because everybody was already on a 360 train. All my friends played 360.
Yeah, that generation I had 360.
So maybe they're trying to replicate that success since they so handily lost this round. Maybe next time they're like, you know what? They haven't even announced it. Somebody quick mock up some quick Halo shit. All right, cool. Let's go out there and talk about what we want to do. But show a Halo thing.
Name one good Microsoft Game Studio game that has been released in the past 8 years.
Forza 5.
Name a good game in the past 8 years. Go.
What? Not Racing Sim?
No.
I have no idea. That's Microsoft exclusive.
That's Microsoft and Windows exclusive. Because Gears 5 just came out and nobody gives a fuck.
Body.
Halo is coming out next year. I haven't heard anybody talk any kind of thing about it. They got the Master Chief Collection coming out finally for PC, which I'm hyped for and I will get for nostalgia factor.
Well, that's what they should do. They should let Halo die off for a while. Not because, there's a huge fan base, but I think they keep trying to put out all these bad Halo games, and you need to let people.
It's not Bungie anymore. That's the problem. Ever since Bungie took over, or Bungie left, it's been nothing but dog shit.
Well, I'm not saying that you're making the assumption that from here on out, if it's not Bungie, it's not going to be a good Halo game. I'm just saying that because they've had these critical failures, they need to let those fires die down, and then wait, maybe even X amount of years before they drop a new one and be bringing the heat.
That was the last one that came out.
2015.
Yeah.
That was end of 2015.
So they got a new one coming out next year, end of next year. So 5 years is a pretty good development.
Definitely, Microsoft has purchased some publishers, not publishers,
studios.
Some studios. So I think the working is there. I think it's possible for them to get some home runs.
It's possible.
Cycle. Yeah.
Possible,
nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's ever guaranteed.
Right. It is possible, but how much time are they going to take? They're getting murdered out there. I mean, I can sit here and name all the badass PS4 shit that's come out in the past 5 years. Spider-Man's one of them. God of War's another one. Horizon Zero Dawn's another one.
Horizon
you think Bloodborne?
A badass game, dude. There's a bunch of great, games that have come out for the PS4 that are released by their first party developers. They're killing the game. They're just absolutely murdering anything that Xbox has to offer. Like, nobody gives a fuck about Gears of War 5 anymore. Nobody cares about Halo anymore. These things don't really.
They don't have the same gravity as they had.
They're not hitting the mark of a fucking free to play game called Apex Legends, which is or Fortnite, which has millions upon millions of players.
They still got Minecraft though,
which is crazy.
Oh, they don't have Minecraft. It's not exclusive.
But I'm talking about. I want to know a good story-driven game that was a Microsoft exclusive in the past 5 years, because I couldn't name you one.
Off the top of my head, I can't name one either.
And that's sad. And it's sad because of how big the Xbox 360 was. And then they released this console called the Xbox One, which was a fucking
terrible naming scheme.
Dumb decision.
X-Bone,
and then the X-Bone X.
X-Bone X.
So stupid.
How did they get past like Q&A?
How?
Xbox One?
Was it Phil Spencer? Phil Spencer is the head of Xbox division, right? He let that slide. He's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Xbox One, because.
What about 2?
What about the 360? What about the actual original Xbox?
Oh well.
It's just kind of like, but it's sad to me because it was once this great big giant, and everybody had this console. Like, we all had that console. I still have one in the closet right now.
It just cycled through. It'll come back.
But the same thing happened.
Well, let me ask you this: if it was such a great console, why was it so inferior to the PS3? Was it really a great console, or was it just there earlier? I mean,
it's a great console with great games on it.
But it was inferior to the PS3.
Correct. Technically speaking, it was.
Okay. So all it had was some exclusives. and an earlier release date, which garnered a fan base before the PS3 could get out.
So how do you justify Nintendo Switch's success?
It's
Oh,
very
oh,
It's
easy.
the same.
It's Nintendo.
It's the same.
I'm telling you, if Nintendo put out a modern next-gen console, we wouldn't be talking about Xbox or PlayStation.
Correct.
I mean, they literally have all of the exclusives that you're talking about.
Mhm.
They just refuse to play in the arena of next generation gaming.
I think Nintendo likes being the
Innovators.
Kid friendly.
yeah, well, not kid friendly, but the off wall where they make the Wii's, the Wii U's,
I think
the
they were going through a
Switches,
phase
you
to
know.
get to where they're at right now.
Yeah.
But
The
right
Wii
now
U
they're
was
doing
good,
good.
I heard.
The Wii U.
The Wii U was trash, but all the games that were great on the Wii U are now on the Switch.
Even better.
I didn't like the Wii either, if I'm being honest.
I like the Wii.
I think it's cool.
I played with the gamepad because I'm an asshole.
Well,
Mikhail got the Wii Fit trainer, and you get the board. And I started working on my yoga poses. Like, oh man, that thing's legit, man. That was fun. It's trying to call me a couch potato. I'm like, really? It took my height, my weight. Like, you're a couch potato. I'm like,
It's better than saying fat as fuck.
yeah.
well,
at least you're honest.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I was like,
thanks, game.
I'm gonna go cry down into
Yeah, I was like, hey, I got a really physical job. I thought I was like, not in best shape, but okay.
When are we getting Rick and Morty? Isn't that soon?
November. I was watching some
like-
episodes last night.
Yeah.
Next month.
November, bro.
A month and some change.
It's coming, bro. I was watching some episodes last night. I was watching from episode 1 all the way to, which was Pickle Rick? Episode 3, 4?
Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick. Jaguar, don't take this personal.
I think
It should be November, dude.
It said
Because
November.
on Hulu, it said on the ad, it said more to come.
I was looking
November.
for the exact.
He wants to know the second
in November?
that's available.
We're in there, fam. We'll be alright.
Mr. Meeseeks, man, that's my boy right
Mr.
there.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me!
And do. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. I'm a stickler. Show me your short game.
I'm a kind of a stickler, Mr. Meeseeks.
Yeah.
Show me your short
Short
game.
game. That was so good,
What is
dude.
going on?
It's such a great show. Anyway, what else you got, Rick?
Not much. When we're talking about Diablo, to make a quick note about you guys ever played Baldur's Gate?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Baldur's Gate 3 is coming out. It's the same guys who made original Sin Divinity.
Correct.
Larian Studio.
Lariat.
Yeah. So I am.
They're also re-releasing Baldur's Gate 1 and 2
on the Switch.
for the Switch.
Yeah.
Well, Baldur's Gate 1 and some other game. I can't. There's
Okay.
2 games that they're releasing.
Neverwinter
is
Nights?
So it'll be 2 bundles bundled up together. 2 games bundled up together for like $39, I believe, for the older ones, and then you have the new Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, definitely Baldur's Gate 3. I'm gonna be excited for that one. So I'm excited for that. I just stuff. But I think for the most part, and of course, Code Vein came out. You guys hear about that one?
No, explain it to me.
Going back to the adjective buzzword, it's anime
Oh.
souls.
Oh.
But what they take from it is a lot.
What was the name of it?
Code Vein.
Code Vein.
Vein.
Oh, like in your skin.
Oh, okay. That came out today.
Yeah, and an anime
Anime
souls. It is, dude. And I think it's
Yeah, very much so. You can tell just by the health bar and then the little things that they got going on over here. That's
Damn, those
exactly.
look kind of like mobile, man. The shit don't look off on the right, man. Kind of looks like the shit they put
Let
on.
me see if I got it.
wait till the Castlevania comes out in the
Oh.
mobile games.
You know what's weird? I barely played Castlevania in NES, and I never played it beyond that. But if they put one out tomorrow, I would be in line. I'm so excited to find me like a new remade Castlevania game.
Oh, they are making a new Castlevania
I'm
game.
sure.
You haven't heard?
Um,
It's gonna be on your
on your
phone.
phone, my
Get the fuck
dude.
out, dude.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they can take that shit and show it.
That's
Show
where
it,
it's
dude.
coming out. Oh, is this all cinematic or am I?
Hell, I'm looking-
Jesus Christ, her tits are ridiculous.
That's anime, bro.
Anime.
Welcome to
Waifu, bro.
tits.
Waifu.
Welcome to Titville.
I bet
I
you-
want to get this game just for her tits. Dude, the physics are out of
I
line.
bet she's got a lot of
Wow.
veins in them.
Oh.
She's got a roadmap to like Pennsylvania on her chest.
Pennsylvania.
Oh man, Edgelord character number 1.
Oh my God, they're so handsome. Look at this guy.
Dude,
This
it's like-
perfect hair.
Ah, well, That's
Oh shit! He
androgynous
caught the
looking.
apple. Oh, what is going on
Okay,
here?
sponsor.
Oh my gosh!
Hey,
Strong female protagonist.
This is the trailer, bro.
that's a trailer. Yeah, I'm not getting it.
Okay, there's actual gameplay footage. 2 seconds of gameplay footage.
That's every video game now. You don't see any gameplay.
Okay, a bunch of chicks and a bunch of dudes that look like chicks
Oh, so
with big weapons.
It's gonna hit their audience.
Yeah, with their tits out.
Is that for Harambe?
You know those crazy fucking weapons. That's
Those crazy
I
fucking
can't
weapons.
stand them, dude. Like,
Oversized. That's
The
animated.
art style, I kind of like it though.
Have you ever heard of a game called Final Fantasy VII? A weapon
You know-
called a Buster Sword.
Have you ever heard of our Lord and Savior Nicolas Cage?
we had one.
The Cage. Oh, you had a what?
You had a Buster Sword?
Really?
Yeah, it was only like 4 feet high, so it
That's
wasn't
big
like
enough.
yeah, it was big, but
That's cool.
That's big enough, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
that game
I
looks
use
kind of.
your
I like the art
Apocalypse.
style. I like the art style. It looks cool. I'll have to check it
3
out.
slots, triple growth.
What?
no, Apocalypse had none.
Was it
Final
Ragnarok?
Apocalypse was the one with
Oh, I'm
none.
thinking Ragnarok. I'm thinking Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Were you
Three
guys
slots,
talking about?
triple.
Final Fantasy, a real fucking
Whoa,
game.
bro.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh.
3 slots, triple growth. You go fight the little cranberries, the angry cranberries up in the fucking
That
crater.
Oh, yeah, right there by the Cosmo Cannon.
That's how you breed.
After
That's how you breed
after
materia.
after you beat Ultima Weapon. That's where
Fair. Fair.
Hey Rick, did you are you gonna get Dragon Age 11? It came out today, no?
Yes, I fucking am because I saw gameplay of that retro look.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm still playing Zelda, Blasphemous, Final Fantasy 8. Like, I'm gonna wait till it goes on
Well,
sale.
you can settle the Final Fantasy 8 down.
Yeah, you need to stop that.
Yeah, I need to fuck up.
The game's trash.
But yeah, I saw it. I was like, wow. So, Christmas ideas, guys?
I've already
Oh,
got
yeah,
your Christmas gift.
Good.
Go fuck yourself.
I am your
So,
Christmas.
You oh,
and I got hold on, and time out. I got you a gift last week.
I gotta put the picture up. Well, no, but hung out in the garage. Well, I went to go see Brandon Schaub last week.
Brandon
Brandon
Swab?
Schaub.
Brandon Swab?
Brandon Schwab.
Oh, okay.
Brett Schwab.
Give me your honest to God opinion on that, because I've got my own. If you want me to like go ahead and put mine out there first, I don't mind.
We'll do. It's getting. We gotta wrap it up. But I'll do a quick spiel on Brandon. Some of it was hit. Some of it was miss. If he came back from another show, I would go again.
Right.
But he has to fucking kill it
Yeah.
if he wants me to come back after that.
Right.
The guys who open up for him, very funny. I like them a lot.
Yeah. Hassan and
Yeah,
David.
if they come back again and are opening up for somebody else, hey man, these guys are coming back. Cool. I do want to see Brian Callen. I've been watching his show Schooled, which just it's not. He's not the main star, but he's in there and it cracks me up. And of course, I'm a big fan of The Fire and the Kid. Their podcast with Schaub and Callen. But yeah, some things hit, some things missed.
Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe it was 9:30 Saturday. Maybe he was just I don't know. I don't know that.
Nah,
prime time,
I honestly, it's the best show.
Is
It's
it?
the last show.
All
Any
out.
comedian's last show is usually their better show. You always go to the late
All the
show.
stops.
So my problem with the show is he had a quick turnaround. So I saw him last year or like a year and a half ago, and then he puts out a special in January. And the problem is that he had such a quick turnaround from January to now. You know, he hasn't had enough time to refine the material. I guarantee he'll be back next year in like June or July. You know what I mean? Like he'll be back around next year, but that's not going to be the time where we go see him. We'll wait, catch the special on wherever it's at, you know, and then see how all those jokes that we heard that he was doing, how they actually turned out, how he made them better.
Really gets to fine tune those bits.
Right.
Yeah.
But the problem with comedy on specials and things like that is it's always funnier being at the comedy show than it is to like watch it on Netflix.
I agree.
You know what I
100%.
It's the
Because
atmosphere.
you don't have to give it your full.
Makes a big difference.
It's the atmosphere, and you don't have to give it your full attention. Like if you're on your phone or whatever. Like when I'm at a comedy show, I'm just there to watch the comedy, laugh my ass off. Rick was dying during a few parts. He was slamming the table, ha ha, and he would say like the last 2 words, "chicken dinner," like whatever the comic's punchline was.
Spoiler alert.
I don't know. I just made up 2 words. But he had a good time from what I could tell, and I had a good time. Alice had a good time.
I would go again.
And definitely want to go back. I do want to see Callan. Rogan's coming back, but I'm not gonna go see Rogan this year. He's at Toyota Center, and I'm not gonna pay $100 to watch screens.
Ah. No.
I'll watch it from my house.
I'll get the Netflix special.
I'll get it on Netflix.
Oh, for the first time in ever, I missed a opportunity to go see Tool.
You're not gonna go?
I didn't buy tickets.
What?
I was at work. I got busy and worked right through the fucking.
I'm gonna cheese grate that tattoo off you.
Oh. I've been to see him like
A million
5
times.
times.
I heard this new record is pretty dope. I haven't actually listened to it.
Fear
Though, but I've
Inoculum?
heard good things.
I was really really nervous, dude. First listen, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I've been a Tool fan since forever, and
Before they were cool.
it took me a few listens. No, I mean I'm sure they've been cool since
I'm
the
fucking
90s.
with you.
But
I wanted to be like they were never cool, just to grind his gears up a little bit. But they're a good band.
But after
Damn
you
you,
know
man.
putting some listens to it, putting some hours in there listening to that shit,
Mm-hmm.
I've really grown to like 4 of the songs, 5 of the 7 songs. Like there's only like 1 or 2 that
There's
I
only
just
7
don't
songs?
Yes.
They're like 20 minutes long.
And it took them...
One of them's 15, 12.
Oh, okay. I was like,
13.
it took them 15 years to
It's kind of like
7 songs?
it's kind of like Mars Volta, Francis the Mute. They only have 5 tracks,
Yeah.
but they go for like 15 minutes long. You know,
Yeah.
just go and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you gotta pick one, I'd say go jam out to Descending. It's probably my favorite song on the album.
Descending from what's it called? Fear
Inoculum is the
Fear
name of the
Inoculum
album.
album.
Fear Inoculum. Dope. You got anything else?
Tomorrow I'm gonna do some shit around the house, but I'm probably gonna hang out in the garage and play some fighting games. So
You trying to get smashed on?
no, I'm in fighting games, bro.
Oh.
I said fighting games, bro.
Oh, okay. So you trying to get smashed on?
I'll play Mario Party. That's a true fighting game.
Bro,
Mario
we
Party.
will be fighting.
We should play Mario Party. We should play that.
We should play
You
that.
mean
Okay.
Monopoly?
The only problem
OG
that I have,
fighting game.
the only problem that I have with that game is it takes too long for the turns to like get through the shit. Like it's an hour for a 10-turn game, which it shouldn't take that long.
It should. I like that. My only problem is lack of maps. But that's I'm done
That's
for.
here.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
All right.
I'm done.
Well, guys, as always, you can email us at optionselectpodcast@gmail.com. You can find all of my social media right down there at OS Onslaught everywhere. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Rick?
You can find me. Where am I pointing? There. Okay, yeah, this motherfucker has a screen bad.
No, it's correct.
Okay,
You're
yeah.
pointing the
Anyways,
same direction.
yeah,
where you
guys,
have to go.
IG OS_Rick. On Twitter, it's gonna be OS_Pith. And same on Twitch, twitch.tv/OS_Pith. I didn't stream that much because I had a rough week, but I plan on going back. I kind of want to stream Saturday again. What you doing?
I changed it to, I thought your Instagram was OS Pith.
That's fine. It don't matter.
It's OS Rick?
It's always Rick on IG.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I changed it now.
But thank you. I'm gonna be
We
streaming
ain't
again.
got
I'm gonna probably stream maybe during the afternoon some Zelda or Blasphemous or something, but hang out.
Yes, please do.
Yeah. So.
Please do. And you, Mr. Monkeyfeet, where can they catch you at?
Instagram.
Instagram mainly?
Yeah,
That's your main thing?
I've got a Twitter, but
Yeah,
I
who
just
uses
need
it?
I just need to download it and start using it.
Only reason I use it is for this podcast. That's the
To
only-
promote
this
yeah,
podcast.
I need to hire Mikkel to take care of all our socials.
What do you mean hire?
She ain't cheap though.
Hmm?
She ain't cheap. She ain't free.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Can't confirm.
Oh, touch on that one later.
Shit, I'm gonna hear. I'm gonna get a message right now.
She's the only one watching right now, bro.
Thank you.
Well, guys, as always, thank you very much for tuning in this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please, we'll see you back next week. And I want you guys to have a good week, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Hope you enjoyed the show. Love you. Bye.